Welcome back, everyone. This is the Kingdom Gamer bringing you part 7. Last part we had found where the hideout was at, figure out how they're rigging the game, and now we're about to head back to the kingdom to expose them for the liars they are and try to get that kingdom back under control, and also help him get his forest back to itself, because all of this was because we need to borrow some wood from Nell in his forest. So now here's our third adventure. Let's get started. Alright, so like I said before, I'm not trying to spend too much time in my menu setting. I just remember that was somewhat of a toughest mini boss. Like, it took longer than I thought it would, but I remember that I have these I have these items that do stat boosts and buffs, debuffs. Well, not debuffs, but stat boosts, buffs, increase stuff, give me extra XP. I just remembered I have quite a bit of those, and I have not used any of them. One of the things why I haven't used them is because there have been a few games that I've played that when stuff have a timer on it, after you save the game, then the timer goes away. Like, the heroes delight increases, give me extra experience points for 60 minutes. I've actually played the game that had something similar like that, but once you save it and like exit the game, turn off the game or whatnot, then they'll go your 60 minutes. Well, they'll go your however long that lasts. And I really don't want to waste any of my Heroes Delight, because they are like, I think they're like 3,000 gold if you buy it at a store. I think. I feel like I don't remember where exactly I got them from, but I feel like I saw one at a store and it was like 3,000 gold. I know I haven't really bought much of anything yet, but I'm pretty sure once I get later in the game, that's really going to change up a lot. And I don't want to waste these expensive experience boosters. So I'm first gonna test it out on Evan. He is the main character. I've already decided that 90% of the time he's going to be in the party. We already had an incident with his kingmaker. Not fighting his kingmaker, but going out to get his kingmaker. We had to fight alone, just with him. And besides at the beginning of the game, before he was a playable character, we had to do that again. So I feel like he's going to be the main character. Like, he is the main character, but I feel like there's going to be other fights later on in the story where it's just going to be him. So we're going to test this out with him first, and then, because I know these videos is only like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes long. I try not to have them be like 50 something minutes, and on top of that, since I don't have a capture card, well, technically I do have one. I don't have a computer that's fast enough to run it on. My videos, so I'm recording everything basically off the PlayStation and whatever the PlayStation allows me. And as far as PlayStation Share, it only allows you to make videos that's like an hour long at best. Oh wow, you know what? I didn't even know you can open up the Leaf Book during battle. That's interesting. If I ever find a use of the Leaf Book, that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, so yeah, even with that, I won't even be able to make a video that's longer than 60 minutes. So I don't know exactly, since I don't know if the effect is gonna last after I save it and turn it off. I'm going to start off with, now that was fast, that is his second level up. Oh, these things are awesome. But yeah, I want to try it out on him. He is going to be in like 90% of my parties. So even if it doesn't last after you saved it and turn it off, at least he would get that power up he would need. But yeah, hopefully even after you save the game and turn it off, you'll still have your remaining time on whatever characters that's left. There is also other items that have a time limit buff, more or less. I think there was a piece of bread that was in my inventory, or that I got from somebody. I'm not for sure. But yeah, so I just want to make sure that this is going to last after I save it and turn it off. And yeah, I know there could have been other items that's less expensive that I could have used instead of Hero's Delight. But even with that, with the extra XP, this would stop me from grinding so much. So that's also a plus. I know I don't want to have most of my videos me just walking around grinding. So that's also a reason why I'm testing out with that instead of just one of the smaller items, if that makes sense. Alright, so I know we need to head back to Godpar to expose them of the cheats that they are. Okay, so funny thing is, after making the video, I realized that the video is like just about almost a whole hour. So to save time, I decided to cut out the open world fights, because otherwise the video would have been just too long to it would have been too long to post. Like I said earlier in the video, PlayStation, the SHAREfactory only allows you to post/record stuff that's up to an hour long. After adding the intros, the outros, the title screen, yada yada, that actually would have brought up turtle time to more than an hour, which so I actually had to cut out some scenes. I thought it would be easier to cut out the open world scenes, since when you do encounter an opponent, it changes the field of view. So with that, I can easily just skip over it, instead of with the inside the forest, where you actually everything happens as it goes on instead of the changing post. So I did that instead. Honestly, I did not feel like cutting out this fight, for the simple reason that every time we gone up against him, we had a difficult fight, more or less. I know when we was at level 20, it was somewhat difficult. I think we was either at level 20 or 19. It was somewhat difficult, but now that we're at 22, I've got used to his attack patterns, which is a plus, but even with that, it was just still somewhat hard to take him down. Like, even now, we're doing a lot more damage to him. Obviously, he is technically under level for us, but at the same time, as you notice, he did take like almost a quarter of Evan's health with that one attack. So that is interesting. Also, we have yet to find any keys to open up the blue chest. So that's pretty interesting. I'm so curious about exactly how we're gonna open them. It's possible that those chests is sealed by magic, and we need to learn a passive magic skills like the wind skill or the growth skill. Maybe there's a magic skill that open chests, or maybe the chest is just locked by magic, in which case that's also a thing. So I'm very interested. I know I'm going to feel some type of way, because so far that's like the third or fourth chest. I'm hoping that we don't run past too many chests before they actually tell us how to open them, because that would just irritate me. Like, you expect us to remember where all these chests is at, but that's very unpractical, you know? Alright, so with that, we are very close to the kingdom. Yeah, I guess if I got time to open up this chest, I actually could have sworn I already opened this chest in the earlier video, the first time I came across it, but I guess not. Did give me like a spicy meal, more or less, which is cool. So back in Gold Paw. Guess we just need to make our way. There's not anybody new to talk to. Well, I don't want to say anybody new, but there's not. No one have anything new to say. I honestly thought that I saw her speech bubble was yellow, but I guess not. So I'm actually really thinking about getting the first game. I know Ni No Kuni I is on sale on Amazon. I think it's like, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw it on sale for like 22 or 30% off. Could have been 40, but that was only for the Switch, which I want to buy. I know I'm going to buy Ni No Kuni 1 for the backstory. So yeah, I know I'm going to do that. I'm not for sure if I'm going to buy it for the Switch or for the PlayStation 4. It's possible that I could have my setup, my new setup station nice and set up so I can record stuff better with the with my capture cam, but I'm not for sure. But who knows? But what I do know is that I do want to buy it and play it. 9 times out of 10 I'm going to add it to the channel. I'm trying to like keep the sequel thing going. I have yet to add any sequels or prequels in this case to the channel. I know I have Uncharted 1, which that was actually my first time playing it. I'm going to add Uncharted 2, 3, 4, and Lost Legacies. I completely love the Uncharted series. I think I started with Uncharted 2. My sister actually bought the game for me in the guide back when it first came out on the PlayStation 3. And I freaking loved it ever since. Which is funny because a few of my friends have actually asked me what type of games. Well, one of my friends in particular actually asked me recently what type of games I do and don't like. And honestly, I like most games. There's like the old text adventures I don't really like that much because it's just, to me, it's not that engaging. I know one of my coworkers, back when the cafe was still open, she was waiting for Animal Crossing to come out. I've actually never played Animal Crossing. She was talking about it. I tried to play the mobile game, but it just didn't really catch on to me, you know. So I guess a game like Animal Crossing would be a game type that I don't like.
Sure.
I know I've played The Sims. The Sims is okay. I don't have a problem with it. There was this one game a very long time ago that was back on the PlayStation 1. My sister's brother used to play it. It was basically you had to build and manage a park. You had to build tracks. You had to build roller coasters. That was basically the whole game. And that was nice and relaxing back in the day. But I don't know, I like most type of games. I'm not that good in first person shooters, but I do play them occasionally. But yeah, I'm like, third person shooters is what I'm best known for. I know if I'm playing an FPS, I'm probably like at the bottom of the leadership board. In my team rank, I'm probably like at the bottom. When it comes to like Call of Duty, I'll be doing team deathmatch. Have died the most, have the least amount of kills. Same thing with like most first person shooters like that. I'm always at the bottom, which is fine because I still like to enjoy it. I know one of my cousins was asking me to play the new Call of Duty. I know that the Battle Royale mode is free to play, which is cool. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't mind playing it if I had like a group of friends to play it with, to be on teams with, so they already know, yeah, don't expect me to do much heavy lifting. It's not about to happen. You're most likely going to be carrying me the whole time, which is fine. But when it comes to like third-person shooters, I'm like a completely different ball game. I know when Uncharted 3 came out, I got it for the PS3. I was playing it. Matter of fact, even with Uncharted 2, I was online. I was like, in every match, I was either the top person or in the top. I was always up there at the top of the leadership board in every rank, and not every rank, but every match. I was either one of the top 3 on my team or the top 3 out of the whole game. And then same thing with Uncharted 3. Uncharted 4, I was also up there. I know once the game came out, I was like dove straight into it, was playing it for hours on end. It is a beautifully amazing game. Him having a brother just still kind of doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they shoehorned him in there, but they do have a nice story together. And then they came out with survival mode, which I did okay by myself. Of course, the AI wasn't much help, but I tried playing it online, but it seemed like the people I was playing with didn't know what the objective was. There'd be certain rounds that you have to do stuff. It'd be like, oh, you can only harm this enemy with this type of gun, or you can only score points with melee attacks, or stay in this circle, hold down the fort, and they just be doing everything but what the game is telling them to do, and it just made it harder to get all my stars. But enough about that. Let's get back to this this quote unquote courtroom. So we showed him the evidence that we have on him, linking him to the crime that we're accusing him of. That we got proven evidence that he manipulated the dice and built it. We have signatures for him. We have the documents. So I'm trying to figure out how he's going to get out of this. So this is like very hard evidence. There is no way he's talking his way out of this one. What? How is that a pitiful tactic indeed? What are you talking? It's evidence. Wow. So now after just meeting you, he honestly think that we can forge his signature and other stuff? Come on, be practical with this. Let's see. What? So Lady Luck is the one who chooses whether evidence we hold is false or not? That makes literally no sense. What is the point? I can literally bring up a stick and be like, hey, this stick is proof enough that you stole from me. And they be like, oh, let's roll the dice and find out. Like, really? That's stupid.
even. The evidence is judged to be false. Lady Luck has spoken.
Right, oh, Your Majesty? Ha!
Oh!
What is happening? The die. Something is wrong with the die.
Which brings us to the crux of the prosecution's case. That Master Pugnacious knowingly manipulated Lady Luck.
What? No!
Yeah, with this remote control thingy.
But
Okay, so like I said in an earlier video when we first got to Gold Par, I don't like the fact that they start showing stuff after it's been introduced. Like before it was with the birds that let you know who's in debt. They could have easily had those birds around when we got to the village. The people that's in Nell's Forest that's in debt, they could already had that around prior to it, and we could have been walking around like, okay, what's with the birds? And then later found out, hey, those people are in debt. And then right here, even through the cutscene, now that we know for a fact that he's cheating with Lady Luck and how he's cheating, they show us that he's cheating. And I'm like, they could have literally just not showed that, or even in the first row that we saw him use Lady Luck, saw something towards it. I'm like, it doesn't really flush out your universe if you only into show stuff after it's already been a fact.
What's that?
It's the kingmaker, LongFang.
He doesn't look happy.
LongFang here in the city? But why?
Master Pugnacious, your right to rule has been tested and found wanting. My plan is complete. Your king's bond is mine!
Wait!
Yeah, like that's just what I want to say about that. It would have been a lot better if we didn't see him hitting this switch as the dice was rolling, but it is what it is. Thirdly,
You went wrong there.
is there only a certain amount of kingmakers that you know the names of certain people kingmakers? Like, I just don't understand. But apparently the king bonds are tangible. Like, it looks like pure energy, but it is what it is. Alright, so what I understand is that his a visor is not his true advisor and have been manipulating him into doing shady stuff, which is interesting. So when your kingdom calls you out and start to question your right to rule, my guess is that that's when your kingmaker will come to you. Okay, that's fine, but why are they why is your kingmaker surrounded by the same negative energy that you is enveloped by? Well, you know what, now that I think about it, I guess since y'all are linked together, y'all have the same type of energy connection, more or less. But you would think something as powerful as a giant dragon won't be so easily manipulated into negative energy, I guess. And like, according to this LongFang looks like a light dragon on top of that. I just don't understand. And fourthly, so kingmakers can just teleport people places. I'm like, we was literally inside the kingdom and now we're at this mountain inside of a volcano, more or less. And why us particular? Like, you would think he would have teleported Pugnacious here to be like, oh, X, Y, and Z, but he sent us. Why? Like, why specifically me, my kingmaker, and my crew? Like, is it because we was originally challenging Pugnacious on his role? Like, I just don't understand. There's a whole bunch of people around us too, and that was behind us. You didn't teleport them here. I'm like,
I'm counting on you.
are we physically gone, or is it more like this is all an internal battle that we're having inside of LongFang? Or did everybody just see us magically disappear with LongFang? Like, I'm so confused. I'm hoping after this boss fight, it shed a lot of light on that. But I guess it is what it is. Alright, so LongFang is kind of weak. Disappointingly, he's only a level 24. Honestly, I was thinking that we was going to be a little bit under level for this fight, but seeing that
Counting on you.
I had the foresight to use Hero's Delight on Evan, he's actually at around a mid level to fight him. I think everybody else will be at like level 20, 22, 21, 22. But it's cool. Everybody's doing good amount of damage. Evan is the one with water damage, which is awesome. Also nice. I do have a water Higgledy, which again, nice foresight with that. So he seems kind of basic to defeat. Basically, his attacks is easy to telepath. On top of that, he sends out these rock lights, and destroy those release a fire Higgledy, which will somewhat seal its paws down. And on top of sealing its arms down, it also makes a protective magical barrier. So even if it's magical his magic attacks or maybe just fire attacks is going to be completely useless. Well, most of his attacks are fire. So yeah, his fire attack non-important, which gives us like, as long as we up close, we can easily destroy him with a lot of magic attack and other attacks. So that's the thing. Yeah, so far this boss fight is kind of underwhelming and I'm kind of disappointed about it. So I'm kind of confused how I got damaged that first hit. I hate it like I hate everything else. I am kind of disappointed that I just realized I activated those hickories in the back for some odd reason. I so should have waited until they move closer to the front. Yeah, I don't have that many long distance attack that's gonna do much damage to me. Yeah, so should have like just not bother with them and just wait until they move up to the front so I can do more damage. But it is what it is. It shouldn't be, like I said, it's not hard to fight LongFang. He seems kind of easy. I have a feeling throughout the rest of the game I'm going to meet other kingdoms and seems like the main bad guy is trying to steal everybody's king bomb. So that's the thing. But I am guessing that because he's doing this, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to convert everyone, well, the other kingdoms, into being underneath my rule. I'm like, I did kind of save your whole kingdom. So that's the thing. Yeah, so with Eben, I'm really used to using my triangle, which is my favorite attack with him, but seeing that it's a fire attack, I don't really want to use it. But I do like how my kingmaker sent out its orb, and yet it bounced on me and then bounced away. Like, really? Like, it literally did not want me to have that effect. But unfortunately, I didn't really get to use it as much because he's not there. Like, he's not as close as much as I would like him to be. That is like literally the most thing about this fight. A lot of it is taking place, like, he's far in the background for most of it. This is what I'm talking about. Having the hickories activate the fireproof barrier while they're up close, so I can actually do some good amount of damage. But he's like literally keeping his distance. So these physical attacks can do damage as long as it's not a fire attack, which is nice. Yeah, I'm just so used to using R2 and triangle that I'm constantly using it. Even though I do have a water attack, a water magic attack, and a wind magic attack, I'm still using my triangle attack. But yeah, LongFang is not that hard. If anything, he just flies into the background more than I would like him to. But I'm curious if anybody's going to say anything about our disappearance. If we did disappear. I'm like, where is LongFang going to go after this? Is he going to fly back to the cave or something? Okay, so we're back in the square, and it looks like the other citizens literally just went about their day. Like if we wasn't just attacked by LongFang himself. So this guy's been your advisor for a few months, and he's basically just Jafar'd you. So it really does seem like we was teleported away from the town square. So I have a feeling while we was gone, he talked his way out. Talked his way out and convinced his people, his subjects, not to attack him for X amount of reasons. But that is interesting. Is this still his kingdom since he doesn't have a kingmaker anymore? Like, I have to travel across the ocean just to get a kingmaker, just so I can start to build my kingdom. So does that mean like he no longer has a kingdom? This kingdom is not technically his anymore? See, I was right. He was attacked. He was manipulated. He lost his king bond. And now we're convincing him to join our pack under me so we can build our paradise together. So I feel like this is going to be, it's very safe to say this is going to be most of the game. Well, a good part of the main chapters of the game. We go into a different kingdom. They're being corrupted. They're being corrupted. We're going to save them, save their kingdom from corruption, and then he's going to pop up. Somehow still their king bond, hopefully it's not the same exact way. And then after we defeat their dragon, we're going to tell them, hey, you did some messed up stuff, I forgive you, join me. That's actually pretty smart. Okay, so yeah, that just really certified the fact that we was gone and they had this big discussion while we was gone. Because there's no way he literally just said that he's gonna give back everything he stole, and now he's like, yeah, it's already been sent. No, it don't work like that. But yeah, everybody seems back in order, so yeah. We done save Gold Paw, restore the kingdom. It's no longer a kingdom, but we've restored it. We got Nell's forest back, so the only thing left to do is head back to Nell. Well, that's it for this one. I will see y'all next time. See you later.